What is up? Welcome back to the channel and the first video on the E46. This thing is a hella nugget. You guys saw in the last video when we picked it up, it's been sitting under a tree in a forest with no back window, and it basically has the forest inside of the car. So I've had a little bit of time to kind of mull over exactly what I think we should do with this car. I don't know your opinion yet because the video of us picking that car up actually goes up today. So I haven't seen what you guys think. But I'm leaning towards, and I don't know why I'm leaning towards this, making this car nice, putting some coilovers in it, putting some nice wheels on it, and getting it back to awesome and selling it to make some coin, pretty much, so that we can continue doing bigger and better builds on the channel. Just because I don't think that there's anything particular we can achieve with this car specifically. I mean, we could do a drift build, but we already have 2 drift cars and they're both pretty awesome, so not much point in that. We could turbo it, but again, unsure if that's really going to do much for me or you guys. But there is something super satisfying in having a car that's this manky and this dirty and bringing it back to life and actually making it super nice again. The one thing that does inspire me to actually make it nice again is the fact that all of the electrics in the car work, which is quite rare for a BMW, especially a BMW that looks like this and is in this state. But the sunroof works, all the windows work, all the lights work, like it actually works well. And I can also see that the interior, while it's dirty and manky, is actually going to clean up pretty well. It's just super satisfying taking a car that looks like this and bringing it back to life and making it nice again. There's just a bunch of wee parts that we're missing, and when I say a bunch, probably not even a bunch, just like the back seats, clips off the dash and stuff like this, that we can just go down to the wrecker and grab because there are so many of these cars around. But the fact that this is manual is also another motivating factor. It runs and drives so freaking well. Like, it's actually quite a nice wee car. It holds temperature well. One thing that's not good with the car at the moment is the alternator in the car is currently not working, so it's just running off the battery at the moment. Luckily, I'm a hoarder and I had a bunch of BMW alternators on our shelf, and I have the exact alternator we need to replace for this car. Couple of crap things about it. The bonnet looks like it was painted with a spray can or something, and it previously used to be silver, but again, it probably won't be that hard to find a white bonnet. Also, there's a white guard, we know for a fact, down at the wreckers down the road, so we're going to go grab a new guard. Other than that, needs a little bit of bodywork here and there. I'm going to get different front and rear bumpers just to make it look a little nicer, and then we're going to fit some hello Daniel.
Hello.
Big dish wheels to the build, because the E46 has huge arches. So these are the TSG Dishy Boy. We've got a couple of these sets left, and I thought, why not go ahead and throw one of them onto the E46. So that's what I'm thinking anyway. But today we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the super satisfying thing of cleaning the car with a pressure washer. I've been dying to do this, and I know Dan is even more dying to do this. We're going to get rid of all of this crap. So there's really quite a bit going on, but once we clear all the cobwebs and all the crap, we'll be able to see really what we're dealing with and kind of go from there. At the moment, we're $500 deep with this car. So again, our friends at Max Beating Rods have said that they would send out a set of coilovers for the car, and then the TSG Dishy Boy wheels. Ideally, I think we'd like to have this car all together, including being road legal, for around $2,000, and that way we can probably sell it for around $4,000 to $4,500 if it's not as nice as I would hope it would be by the time we've cleaned it all up. Either way, it's just a fun wee project and a nice wee filler for us in terms of content while we move from one build to the next. Obviously there's still quite a bit left to do on the Fevo, so, and then by the time that's done, the drift season is going to be here. We're going to have to update the E36 and make sure that's all good. The rotary car, the ECU's arriving for that soon. So we're pretty spoiled for content, but the E46 is just going to fill us in while we're waiting, which is nice. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a pressure washer to this thing and see what it looks like afterwards. Cue the montage. motor came from. Well, there's half of it gone. Yeah, there's Get out of my swamp!
Is this thing worth $500?
Well, for just for the manual swap, it's worth $500, but I don't feel like parting it out. So, what would you do, Daniel? You definitely wouldn't fix it.
Probably would.
Huh?
Probably would.
Would you? Just for fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Some interesting stuff going on, but again, like we've just watched it, as you guys will see in a second. It already looks a million times better, but you just do some little things like put new seats in the rear, and all of a sudden it looks better again. Like, it's not like once you get rid of this, that's a big part of the problem gone.
And that.
The
Can
swamp.
you just see how deep that is?
Yeah, Shrek swamp. How deep finger wise is it? It's that. Boom! Look at that. Car is 100% cleaner than it was before. We still have a long way to go, but I mean, that already makes me feel a lot better about the car and going ahead and tidying it up. Stoked! Shout out Dan for giving me a hand with the pressure washing. The ground is absolutely covered now in crap, like leaves all the way down the end of the driveway. Rear seats are out already. Definitely a bit of work in this thing, and a lot of you guys will call me crazy for even deciding to go ahead and make this thing cool again, but it's just such a satisfying job. Like, I really enjoy just bringing things back to life, and the fact that this is perfect electronically and mechanically motivates me as well. Right now I'm going to pull the front bumper off, right hand guard off, but what's cool about the front bumper is like it's bolted in by like two E12 Torx bits that just go like up through the bottom, which is quite crazy, and I wish they did that on the E46, because the E36, the way the bumpers bolt up, I reckon isn't as good. But yeah, let's get it done. Phew. I don't know if you guys have seen storm chasers before, but there's definitely a supercell coming. Oh my god, look at that supercell. No one will get that reference. Boom. Little clip. Guard off. Nice. Alright, we've got the front guard and bumper off. A little bit of a mission, but not too bad. Already making some progress on this thing. So now we're going to bring it inside and do something a little bit more entertaining, and that is test fit one of our wheels. They're not drilled yet, but the beauty of not having studs on a BMW is we can still fit the wheel and kind of see how it's going to look. I also need to measure up some offsets just in case we need to change the offset on the wheels, which is an option that we do provide at Two Step Garage, which is sick. But I'm really confident in this car now. It's going to come up super nice, I think. Remember that the Fivo looked like an absolute junk unit when it come in here, and now it looks like this. So, you know, got to have some faith that this thing's going to come up good too. One thing that I want to know from you guys is, what do you think this thing would be worth? Looking nice, lowered on the dish wheels that we have, with coilovers, manual, E46, roadworthy. But I just wonder what you guys think, because in the market these days, I see people fighting online all the time when someone posts something for sale and everyone's like, that's way too expensive, no, and next minute it's sold. So I'm keen to know what you guys think that this 318i manual E46 BMW would be worth, looking super tidy, ready for someone to enjoy it as a daily driver. Personally, I think anywhere around $5,000 for a really nice looking E46 sounds pretty reasonable to me. That is not much money, and you get a lot of car for that. Something that will be enjoyable to cruise in, looks super good, you know, but that's me. Dan, what do you think it would be worth? Like, what if you were going to sell it, you know, all nice and good to go?
Probably 5.5.
5.5, yeah. So he's in the same ballpark as me, but you guys may say less, you guys may say more. So hit us up in the comments, let us know. But we're going to test fit these wheels now and see how they look. Of course, just as it starts raining, and I have no back window, but it's alright because it's been sitting outside for the last 6 months with no back window. So what's another 30 seconds? You!
What have you done?
So, went to try and take the wheel off. I just remembered I welded that. And the key for the little lock nuts, this is very common. I I thought it was missing, but actually I found it deep within the boot, but it was stripped. So I just welded it to the actual nut, but for the rest of them I'll just weld a bolt onto the rest of them as well, same style, and take it off, but that's always fun. BMW wheels, eh? You don't even need wheel nuts.
Well, when it looks like that under it.
The Manky 46 living up to its name.
You can see where I hit with the pressure washer, this one white spot. Oh god.
Oh, that'll be wicked, eh?
It would actually be perfect.
Man, those look so good. I think that's the exact wheel that this car needs. Big dish on them, eh? Looks so much bigger now that it's on a car. You. Looks like it's literally going to be perfect fitment. That's 18 by 10.5 plus 25. Absolutely bang on. So our friends at Max Speeding Rods have confirmed that they have sent out coilovers and a set of camber arms for the car, so that's going to be wicked. So they'll arrive sometime later this week probably. We'll chuck them in the car. It's going to be super cool. What do you think? I'm actually pumped on it now.
I think we need to get them drilled like yesterday.
Yeah, I'll drop them off at the wheel drillers tomorrow. Paul at Wheel Mods is really fast. If you ever need any wheel stuff done in Melbourne, Paul at Wheel Mods. He is an absolute master and he turns stuff around super quickly, so hit him up. Does like 3-piece wheels, custom barrels, drilling, machining, whatever you need, so get at him, guys. But that is gonna look absolutely dope. But before we can do that, this is like the privileged part of the build, right? This is just a wee preview, but you don't get to do this yet. We have to get this car looking fantastic first before we
Very far away.
yeah, I know, before we're allowed to put the wheels and coilovers on. It is quite far away. That bonnet is not going to do at all. It's clearly been done with a rattle can. It's got a tiny wee dent in the front as well, so we're going to source a new bonnet. Now that we're quite versed in spraying cars, we'll just spray stuff.
Should we spray the whole car?
No, I mean, I'm tempted to, but nah. Nah, we'll just spray the parts. Front left guard, bonnet, front bumper. Unsure about rear bumper yet. I might just leave it as is, because it's not that bad. And of course, in true fashion with this channel and what we've been doing lately, we've got a spare lobster tip as well, lobster dump. So we'll be chucking that on the car as well. Look at that, looks fantastic. So it's gonna be a nice like chill wee build. I need to come up with a parts and price list for this car. I'll put brand new brake pads and stuff in the car because stopping is important.
Mate, that wheel looks sick from here.
Yeah, it looks awesome, hey. It's gonna look wicked. That's
Like from here, it looks like, because you can only see the lid.
Yeah.
Like a proper 3-piece wheel.
It looks good as, huh? Yeah. It's like an Enkai style wheel, so, but with big boy dish. I love them. Just, yeah, if you got an E46, I got one set of those left. But you're gonna see what they look like on this when it's all finished up. Banging. That is the end of today's video, guys. We made quite a bit of progress. That thing is already looking a million times better. I have complete faith now, after today, that this thing is gonna come up really, really cool. And we're gonna enjoy the hell out of the process. Ideally, this thing will be sold in the next 2 weeks. We're gonna slam it, we're gonna chuck wheels on it, make sure that she's absolutely mint, and then we're gonna put it up for sale. I know it's a little bit sad building cars and selling them, but if I'm being real, running a YouTube channel is not cheap, and this will just help us along the way to getting cars like the Datsun with its expensive ECU all finished and tuned, and the E46 and the RX36 and the Fivo. Cars are not cheap. Cars aren't cheap, but if you are watching this and you think that you might want a manual E46 that's going to look insane, by the way, once we're finished, feel free to slide into them DMs. As always, I appreciate you guys watching the video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Feel free to chuck a comment down below if you have any opinion on anything that we've done today, just anything in general, to be honest. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!